And I'm fighting a genuine fighter, a hard fighter, and a fighter who's on the way up.
We're the two biggest names in the super middleweight division.
This is the first fight I've ever been in where I've had something else to gain. Jeff Lacy's IBF belt.
Let's put it all on the line and let's do it. If you look at his fights, you wouldn't call him a slapper?
I don't think he's nothing spectacular. To me, he's not a 50-50 fight. I'm the better fighter.
I haven't been beaten. I'm going to knock him out. This is the stardom for me. This is where it all begins.
This is not a money fight for Joe Calzaghe. This is for my boxing. This is career-defining fight, and this is, you know, testing myself.
It's only me and him, and that's what it all going to boil down to.
If I go in that ring and fight my fight, I'll win.
It's Judgment Day at Manchester's MEN Arena. Two unbeaten world champions face a rare unification fight. A 16,000 crowd have come in from a freezing night. The fight is going live coast to coast in the United States. Joe Calzaghe is the longest reigning British world champion in history. It's 8.5 years since he beat Chris Eubank to win the WBO super middleweight crown. This is the career-defining contest that the unassuming Welshman has been yearning for. It's the 18th defence for the 33-year-old southpaw. Jeff Lacy, from the mean streets of St. Petersburg in Florida, is the IBF champion. Left hook Lacy arrived in England a week before the fight. He was brash and very confident, calling Calzaghe a slapper and predicting a knockout. 28-year-old Lacy has 21 wins. He's knocked out just about everybody he's faced. He's been compared to a young Mike Tyson and is convinced that he will unify those titles.
Don't get my cockiness confused with my confidence. I'm a very confident fighter. I prepare to be confident the way I am, and don't get it mixed up.
This week in Boddington's country, Florida's finest has been in no hurry to make himself at home.
How you doing?
Smiling small talk? Forget it. Every look, every syllable has been laced with intent and attitude.
Thank you.
I'm going to knock him out.
Simple as that?
Simple as that. I didn't come over here for no decision. I came over here to knock him out.
He's going to have all the belts Saturday night, I guarantee it. And Joe will be on his back.
I see 168-pound Mike Tyson. When he ducks under those ring ropes, everybody's heart beats, and he is the single most exciting fighter in all of boxing.
In the 80s we had Hagler and Hearns and Sugar Ray. In the 90s we had Ben, Eubank, McClellan. This fight represents a lot in terms of history, doesn't it?
Of course. This is the stardom for me. This is where it all begins.
Defining fight?
Of course.
Thanks very much, Jeff.
He's ready to go. He's always ready to go.
He better be this weekend.
Oh, he's ready. They better be ready. He's ready.
Joe says he's not been happy about some of your comments. You've called him a slapper, and you've said he's tried to dodge you.
Yeah. Well, what are you saying? I mean, if you look at his fights, you wouldn't call him a slapper? I mean, it's something that everybody knows. You know, as a fighter, I see it. And he should see it too. I didn't say every one of his shots are slapping. I say he slaps.
Are you saying he can't hurt you?
I didn't say that. But you know what? If he do hurt me, I have the will to come back.
It's the hard work part.
Trainer Dan Birmingham prides himself on his boot camp. His protege has Popeye's arms and Sports Illustrated's six-pack of the year, and knows he's entering rarefied air.
This will make it look easy in the ring.
Time for Lacy, baby, Lacy.
You're going to be walking into an atmosphere you've never experienced before.
Well, you know what? That crowd don't win the fights. That crowd isn't going to be in there with Joe to help him throw punches at me. Joe is in there with me, and it's only me and him. And that's what it all going to boil down to.
He's never experienced pressure, power, speed, movement, defense like Jeff's going to present.
I've been with Jeff traveling through the Olympics, or the amateurs in the Olympics. This is Jeff's defining moment. Joe Calzaghe is the gatekeeper. And Jeff Lacy has the keys to the gate.
Someone's perfect record ends on Sunday morning.
Of course. And it's not mine.
Joe Calzaghe prepares his own way, working with his father and trainer Enzo close to home in Newbridge. Calzaghe certainly had plenty to prove, especially to the Americans. Barry McGuigan visited Camp Calzaghe in Wales.
How's it going? You're looking sharp, you're looking fit, you're looking lean.
I am lean, man.
I'm telling you.
I was a comfortable train at home. You look around you, you know, I get left alone. I get my peace and quiet, which I like. You know, I've got great runs, great hill I could take with some beautiful runs, you know, the fresh air. I don't have a day job, so thankfully I can totally commit myself to boxing. And listen, I want to train where I'm happy. If I go away and try I'm not happy, then if a person's not happy, they ain't going to perform.
8 years, 17 defences. What motivates you?
I love being a champion, you know, I like being undefeated. I like being a world champion, and I like earning money.
Any regrets?
Any regrets? Of course. I regret getting injured. I regret certain things. I regret maybe, you know, being born 3 years earlier and fighting Nigel Benn, Chris Eubank, Steve Collins, and in 3 fights earning more than 15 fights and being the superstar. You know, you could say that. I'm never going to be nervous as I was for the Chris Eubank fight. You know, that was my living. I had to win that fight to feed my kids, I had to win that fight, you know, to get me on the next level, you know. I put it down the first round. And I went like try to finish him, and he just looks at me and smiles at the end of the first round. The second round he smiles, said, "You've got 10 more rounds to go." I thought, I've never done 10 more rounds of a fight before. So that was difficult, and to that day, that was probably my most difficult fight. The length of my reign is second to none, and people will say, okay, yeah, well, we boxed. Listen, I've beaten who I've had to beat. I've beaten only the best that's been put in front of me. Beat 6 former world champions. There's no fault of my own. They wasn't world champions. If anything, fighting a former world champion who just lost on points, for instance, you're not going to get as much payday, you're not going to get another belt. You've got everything to lose, nothing to gain. And this is the first fight I've ever been in where I've had something else to gain. And that is Jeff Lacy's IBF belt. People who doubt me and say I pick my fights and I don't want to fight anybody, this has shattered everything, because this is not a big, massive, huge payday for me. I'm getting maybe a bit more than I normally get, but this is nothing, you know, what I'm saying is this is not a money fight for Joe Calzaghe. This is, for my boxing, this is career-defining fight, and this is, you know, testing myself.
Introducing Jeff Left Hook Lacy.
Is he the hardest punch you've ever fought?
Well, I can't tell you what till after I fight him, you know. Obviously he's a big puncher. He's strong. He does have. He's quite explosive inside. You know, he throws fast combinations in space of 3 or 4. He can inside if you give him the range. You know, he's quite dangerous with an uppercut. But you know, like I said, I don't think he has the speed. You know, he doesn't have the speed I have, the boxing skill or a jab.
That right jab is going to make this fight so easy for you. He won't get a shot on you if you keep that right jab in his face. Bang, bang. It's like lightning. We step this way, we step that way. Bang, bang. Don't be silly. Don't be silly with this guy early on. He's strong, he's powerful, right? So don't. If he wants to exchange it, don't do it. Do it when you want to do it.
You know, I have to play a patient game in this fight, I think. And I believe in the middle rounds that I'll come into my own. I can fight, I can punch.
Bang.
To me, it's not a 50-50 fight. I'm the better fighter, you know. But if I've made mistakes in the past, and I've nearly got caught for it. So this is sort of fight that, you know, both of us have to fight our best fight.
Mesmerising speed.
All right.
Mesmerising speed.
Not bad for a big guy.
If you, Joe, got to the stage where you were ready to finish after 8 years as champion and didn't have this fight, would you look back with regret?
Possibly, I think in a few years you may look back and think, yeah, well, there's something missing there. There's something missing that career-defining, that master fight. You know, there's somebody could look back on through the records and say, yeah, that was the one. You know, a lot of great fighters had that defining fight, and I think this is it. There's no point having a defining fight unless you're going to do the business. Ideally for me is to win this fight and maybe 3 more big fights, and bang, that's it. Get out the top.